2 years ago, I skipped meals and busted my ass delivering food just to save enough money to cure Shen Qingsui's terminal illness, and she turned around and went to a hotel with Chen Zhe. I snapped, grabbed a brick and beat Chen Zhe half to death. Turns out the guy was a rich kid, son of the CEO at Shen Qingsui's company. He pressed charges for intentional assault. And in court, Shen Qingsui didn't say a single word. I got convicted and sentenced to 2 years, and my family had to pay 500,000 yuan in medical bills. Afterwards, Shen Qingsui came crying to me, saying Chen Zhe's family had money and power, that she was threatened and couldn't speak up. She swore she'd wait for me, said we'd get married when I got out. But after 2 years of hell, my family told me she'd already married someone else. And the groom? None other than Chen Zhe. How's that for irony? From start to finish, I was just a fool. Sat in prison for 2 years over her. Right then and there, I swore to myself, Chen Zhe, Shen Qingsui, just wait. I will make you pay. I headed home. My family used to run a small clinic. My dad's a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, trained me from a young age, always meant for me to take over. But then all this happened, and to cover Chen Zhe's 500,000 yuan medical bill, they sold everything they could. Still, my parents had a whole table of food waiting for me. That's when a red Porsche 911 came flying down the street and stopped right at my door. A girl leaned out and yelled, "Jiang Yichen, get in, I need to talk to you." I looked at her confused. I had no idea who this girl was. "Why would I go anywhere with you?" She reached out and slapped something against my chest. "Go save your wife. Simple question, you in or not?" That hit different. My whole family just stood there frozen. Since when do I have a wife? I looked down at what she'd pressed on me. Pupils locked. It was a playing card, the ace of hearts. That's the old man's signal. The old man, weird guy, basically my cellmate. Everyone in prison picked on him. One day I couldn't watch anymore and stepped in for him. After that, we became friends. He said he owed me a favor and would pay me back. 3 things. He'd do 3 things for me, then we'd be even. I didn't think much of it at the time. Figured he was just messing around. But after he got out, he came through on the first one. He gave me a beat-up old book, told me to study it hard, said it had been passed down through his family for generations. As for the other 2 things, I'd find out once I was free. When I cracked open the first page, the title stared back at me, Qing Nang Shu. Worthless to most people, but to someone who studies traditional Chinese medicine, it's a treasure. Legend has it Cao Cao once had terrible headaches and called on the legendary physician Hua Tuo. Hua Tuo said he needed to perform brain surgery. Cao Cao flew into a rage, accused him of trying to assassinate him, and threw him in prison. Before he died, Hua Tuo couldn't bear to let his life's work disappear. So he gave the Qing Nang Shu to a kind prison guard. And now the old man's second favor was apparently getting me a wife. Well, someone came knocking, so I couldn't exactly say no. Said my goodbyes to my parents and got in the car. When we arrived, I realized this was Shengxi Real Estate, the most well-known property company in Linjiang City. Out front of the Yi family home, a middle-aged couple was already waiting. The second they saw us step out, the man rushed over. "Wanwan, I told you to bring a great doctor. Did you actually find one?" Ye Wanwan pressed her lips together. "That's him right there." The couple's faces lit up. Then they got a look at me. "Wait, this kid?" The man pulled Ye Wanwan aside and whispered, "Wanwan, are you sure about this? Since when is a legendary doctor this young?" Ye Wanwan looked like she wanted to cry. "Mom, he is the doctor you guys talked about. I went to the exact address you gave me." The couple exchanged a look, clearly not thrilled. But the man quickly stepped forward with a smile. "Well, young man, I'm Ye Shouting. You know, the real estate guy." "Shengxi Real Estate's Ye Shouting?" "That's right. And this is my wife, Feng Wanting." I gave a polite nod. Feng Wanting smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Ye Shouting studied me, clearly skeptical. "Mind if I ask your father's name? Can't be too careful when it comes to treating my own daughter." "Zhang Shuangqing," I said without missing a beat. Ye Shouting choked. Never heard of him. Am I really that out of the loop? Ye Wanwan quickly jumped in. "Just let him try. I got a feeling this guy actually knows what he's doing." Ye Shouting let out a long sigh. Fine. Nothing to lose at this point. And he led me inside. Inside, something felt off immediately. It was summer, raining outside, but not cold at all. Yet this villa had the heat blasting and space heaters everywhere. And when we got to the back bedroom, the heat was even more intense. Then a voice rang out, soft and sweet like a songbird. "Wan, I'm so cold. Can you bring me another blanket?" I froze. Followed the voice and saw her. An absolutely stunning girl sitting in a wheelchair, wrapped head to toe in thick blankets. Only her face was visible, but that face alone was breathtaking. Wait, is this my wife? I kept my cool and walked over. "Hey, mind if I check your pulse?" The Ye family's eldest daughter nodded slowly, then trembling lifted her hand. The second I touched her wrist, my brow furrowed. Ye Wanwan caught that look and her heart sank. Is it serious? I nodded. The whole Ye family went pale. "What's wrong with her?" Ye Wanwan pressed. "It's bad. There's a cold toxin that's invaded her body, gone all the way into her bones. If I'm right, she's been unable to walk for a long time, and whenever the weather changes, she gets chills all over. Am I right?" The whole family nodded. "Okay, so the kid's got skills." Ye Wanwan waved her hand. "Skip the whole lecture. I don't care about the how. Can you fix it or not?" "I can, but there's a condition. It's complicated." Ye Shouting frowned. "Is it the medicine?" "Don't worry about it. The Ye family may not be the richest in the world, but we've got money and connections. Just name your price." "Mr. Ye, you've got the wrong idea. The thing is, to treat her, I'd have to marry her first." Zhang Yichen didn't say it loud, but for the Ye family, it landed like a bomb. See, they'd gone to the old man before, and he'd told them the same thing. Only this doctor could cure her, but the eldest daughter would have to marry him first. To save their daughter, Ye Xiaoding had reluctantly gone along with it. His plan was to lure the doctor over first and figure it out later. The Ye family had money. Surely they could pay him off, right? But now that I was saying the same thing in person, that option was off the table. Ye Wanwan was furious, teeth clenched, glaring at me. You little fraud! You're seriously gonna use my sister's condition to take advantage of her? We'll pay you. Why isn't that enough? It's not about the money. I'd have to absorb the toxin myself during treatment. Before I could finish, Feng Wanting cut in. Excuse me, doctor, but you're really reaching here. I've never heard of a doctor having to suffer alongside their patient. She'd been against bringing in some random quack from the start, and hearing this only confirmed it. Plenty of scammers out there using treatment as a cover to take advantage of young girls. Ye Xiaoding stayed quiet, then gritted his teeth and stepped up to me. Dr. Jiang, the old man already told me about this before you arrived. If you can actually cure my daughter, I'd welcome you as my son-in-law. But you've got to treat her first. Smart move. Get me to cure her first, pay me off after. If he hadn't exhausted every hospital with 0 results, if this wasn't the only guy who said he could help, a man like the CEO of Shengxi Real Estate wouldn't be playing these games. But I said no. I held my ground. Treat her, marry first. Not because I was trying to scheme my way into the Ye family. It was because the treatment required acupuncture across her entire body, which meant the eldest daughter couldn't be clothed during the process. On top of that, I'd have to draw the toxin into my own body. That process is dangerous. One mistake, and it could cost me my life. Why would anyone risk that for someone who isn't their wife? I couldn't really explain all that, though. The Ye family had already made up their minds. I was just some opportunist taking advantage of a crisis. If I laid out this weird treatment plan, they'd only think less of me. Feng Wanting had had enough. Shouting, forget it. We'll find someone else. I refuse to believe no one else in the world can treat this. Ye Xiaoding looked at his eldest daughter, Wang King. What do you want to do? If I have to marry someone I don't even like, I'd rather just live with it. I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I put my hands together. My bad for overstepping. I'll see myself out. But just then, footsteps came from outside. A man's voice called out, "Uncle, I found a way to save Wang King." Everyone turned. A guy in a sharp suit walked in. The moment the Ye family saw him, their whole mood shifted. Warm, excited. His name was Ye Feng. His dad and the Ye family went way back, business partners since.